Hello, hello, hello. Yes, I'm your girl, Queen Muhammad. Uh, I'm just gonna wait. Good, the notifications are going out. I'm just going to see what I can do here to get this hair together. I've had allergies all week long. Um, I'm just waiting for a few people to get into the room. But this is a series called Surviving Stephen KOTOWICH. And see, I don't want him to think, if you've been keeping up with this series and watching this channel, you've been able to see that we've had multiple racist comments being called on the line, and also um, in the chat. So, but those are the same people that say that I'm not doing anything. Well, if I'm not that important, then we can, like Clue, we can really pinpoint who you are very fast and very easily, Mr. Kotowich, or someone very close and adjacent, parallel. I mean, I don't want him to think this is a joke. I don't want him to think that this is a game. I don't want him to think that we take it in any type of jokey joke way. This is very serious to us. Um, If you are not familiar with this series, this is Surviving Stephen Kotowich. He is a landlord in Philadelphia, and he has done very unscrupulous things, almost to be criminal. Okay, he is charged with putting my family in very much danger by cohorting with people outside of this lease. Um, he's charged with bullying and transphobic behavior, lying to the court, lying to myself, harassment, manipulation, lies and mind games, inappropriate behavior, and 100% being negligent as a landlord. The only reason why he's upset is not that he felt like he tried to do anything to help me. He's only upset because his stuff is starting to be exposed. That's it. That's it. He feels no type of way. He feels no type of remorse. He feels no type of nothing. Even though I told him multiple times that what he was doing was very dangerous. He doesn't see his part in it. But hopefully somebody will see his part in things. And this is well, let me, before I go into that, this is part 6. Did Mr. Kotowich ever receive money since June? This is what he went and affirmed to the court. Now, he did all this prematurely, as you see. What I don't understand, I understand everything that he said, but I always said to him, even through text, which we can do another series on that as well. This is very layered because I explained to him multiple times. I don't want to be liable if I cannot make somebody rent me something. I'm doing what I agreed to do, which is actively look for place and look for properties. That's what and actively did everything, going there, everything I had to do since August. Okay, so I don't feel like this guy should be able to now penalize me for doing something that he couldn't do. See, my whole thing is, if this is important to you, this is something you came up with, this is something he initiated, okay, in August. So why put it all on on myself and my family when we were doing everything, and now he has turned on my family like we have done him wrong. This is what I don't understand. Okay, unless he was targeting my family the whole time, and according to the thumbnail, he was. Okay. Um, again, this is part 6. We can go through. Part 1 was exposing the lies, and that kind of really ties into this because we exposed that. I mean, of course, I know I paid him well after June, and he knows it as well. So, I mean, that's not hard to figure out. But also lying about complaints because he volunteered the information when the day Rich got arrested. Okay, and I have correlating texts. And he doesn't say, I didn't say that. What are you talking about? He just continues on with the conversation exactly the way I say it. And he continues on with the conversation because he knows the day Rich got arrested, he sat there and tried to mammy babble me on the phone, telling me how righteous of a woman I am, how he would do anything to get my family back together, and how he understands the plight of my people. And he also said multiple times that there are no complaints. I don't know what's going on. There's no complaints. I don't know. So that was on the 30th. And like I said, on the 6th, because I know what he's doing. He's trying to separate himself completely from this. Okay. Okay. And I'm like, okay, well, all right. Since we've been working together this whole time, again, at this time, I'm not knowing that this guy is, um, um, you know, it wasn't until the first week in November when new people moved in, and that's going to be another series. Um, how I felt that day, how my heart sank, you know. Like I said, I walked past there and it was like maintenance guys inside, like a painter. And in my mind, like I said, I'm still believing Mr. KOTOWICH. I'm like, okay, I guess he's starting the renovations. And I said, hey, said hi and greeted the painter as I'm going out the door. And I said, yeah, you're renovating in here. And he says, oh no, Nick's daughter is about to move in here. And I'm like, okay. And then it just hit me like a ton of bricks. Like I said, this all started when that guy, the neighbor, the one who stole $300 from me, well, charged me $300 for furniture that wasn't his, approached Rich in June. So like I said, this guy is clicked up and linked up with this guy. And he did nothing but target my family more. What's worse? Some random guy walking up to you multiple times. And like I said, once Rich got arrested, he did the same thing with me as you see in the other thumbnail. 2 days after my birthday. Like these people are insane. The birthday I did had to spend without Rich. But he felt it befitting 2 days after my birthday to stop me on the street now. After he stopped Rich and started all this mess in our lives back in June. Okay, and the landlord is not giving us any credit for paying since that incident with Nick. Okay, I immediately, Rich and I were walking into the apartment and he stopped us on the street. This was back in June. I immediately contacted the landlord. This is what I'm saying. Not only are you guys continuing to victimize me over and over and over again, but you cohorted, you teamed up, you did every fucking thing against my fucking family, Black woman. When I told you this guy approached me on the street not once, but twice. But you worried about a situation between two people with each other? But we're not approaching. Imagine me approaching. He's complaining about the dogs walking up the steps, which was just more antagonizing. And he don't know how that affected me. I have not walked my dog since. And what was that? Over a month ago? These people don't know the effect that they have had on me. But they'll sit up there and say, but they have walked up to us every time with bullshit. Do you not understand that? So to be the victim of that system, you can't win. I have to come to the people. I have to come to the people. The men are clicked up in some misogynist bromance. Okay? Every time I say something, what's worse? Two people who is not bothering anybody, but may have issues with each other. And I tell you the reasons why we had issues. See, he doesn't, this is why he never told me about any complaints, and he tried to back himself off immediately. Because he knew I told him the entire time, which I have on text as well. I told him that you know what we're going through, ripping and running for you for months since August. Okay? That is very stressful. That's missing time away from work. Time. So Mr. KOTOWICH felt like we needed for months to just be focused on his task, and then to find out that he moved new people in November, and then still trying to bombard me with lawyers talking about it's listed. I'm not worried about that. That is his thing that he was focused on this entire time. So no, it was targeting my family the entire time, and it's very much evident. He allowed more of that neighbor who approached Rich. So how do you think I feel? Like completely helpless in the situation, right? Right? So you know how I felt when I saw those students basically saying the same thing, and they only had a class or a small interaction with this man. We are scarred for life for knowing this man. For real. You see the comments, you see the vitriol. This man is a racist lunatic, allegedly. How do you think that I felt? These people purposely tried to strip me of my male counterpart and then say, "Get out, bitch." That's so no, 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 no. A lot of people are getting exposed. I don't know who, and now all of a sudden, since their nefarious plan, uh, 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 lo and behold, somebody won't allow them to to go over their nefarious plan over their lives. Now all of a sudden, I'm the problem. No, you are the problem, Mr. KOTOWICH. The only reason why you did not get any money is because you said you did not want any money. That's the reason why, because I continue to give him money. He came up with a plan that said he was selling the property and all this other stuff, and he got all these renovations, and for me to agree to leave early because of those renovations. Okay? And I agreed. I immediately, as I showed you, started looking, calling, contacting, and going all over the place. And that was very stressful. Okay, that was very stressful. Let me close the screen. That was very stressful. Okay. And then after Rich got arrested, I still was continuing to look and go all over everywhere, all types of part of town, North Philly, everywhere by myself now. So my whole thing is, like I said, we were already agreeing to move, and these people did everything in their power to make our lives a living hell. A living hell. And I'm not going to allow this nightmare to go untold just because somebody doesn't like it or somebody doesn't agree or somebody don't think that their actions need to be exposed. This is very serious. This is nothing, again, like I said, he's in, whoever that person was who has continued to email me well after I said on this line, do not email Jabari Handy, who we have a great suspicion, if the FBI is watching, that there is someone connected very closely to Mr. Stephen KOTOWICH, and that should be invested. I'm saying on a public line that this guy is very dangerous. Somebody who does this, okay, and can do this to harass you to no end, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, through text message, verbally, on the phone. We got 3 or 4 times just in it might be over 6. That's why I said this guy, and he was here the next day. And this is what I'm telling him. Where's the pictures? You were here. You talking about a videotape of somebody calling the fire department. You were here in the apartment. That's your only motherfucking concern. That should be your only concern. Okay? And you more worried, like I said, about satisfying a whole bunch of outsiders. I'm telling you that somebody approached me and my guests that could have led to a daggone what? God knows what. And you have nothing to say but move more of their family in? After you strip me of my partner? And you people expect, and like I said, this has nothing to do. I just want to clarify this. Now, it is 100% fact that it is Mr. KOTOWICH directly is the direct reason why Rich is not here. He's a direct reason. They calling us a million times. They're saying, we can't get in contact with your landlord. So if he would answer the phone, Rich could be instantly out. I'm not even mad about that. Do you understand? As I'm a very reasonable person. And Mr. KOTOWICH is the direct reason. I'm saying X, Y, Z, but Mr. KOTOWICH is actually the direct reason. 100%, no other person, the direct reason why Rich Long is still locked up. 100%. If he would answer the phone, if detectives have called, everybody, victim units have called us, he won't answer the phone. I'm not even upset about that. Okay? Someone who couldn't a week later write down what they just told me a week before, I wasn't expecting much from. Okay, that's why I wouldn't have told, I would have talked to Rich beforehand. Like I told you, it wasn't, people keep asking me about us as a team and his management. We weren't there when he agreed to that. Okay, we weren't there. I would have told him not to agree with that because he didn't know that Mr. KOTOWICH was lying as well. Do you understand what I'm saying? So he had to get that blow, you know what I'm saying, over the phone in prison, that this guy had lied to us the whole time, move more of this person's family in, and then it was I had to call the cops that day when he approached me on the street 2 days after my birthday, which I had to spend, to say the dogs were walking up the steps And these are grown men. And then I told you, once I called the police, because of course, his family come on out, and he runs in the house. The big grown men, and all of us women are out in the hallway. And I said, look, where are you and where are he? I've never had any problem with these people, the women, because they thought about it. I just let them know we're not in no beef. Your dad is just a person that's just a bugaboo, okay? And he has bugabooed his way into my life to no end. I told him, I said, I didn't pay him $300 for no furniture. I paid him $300 to never whisper my name out your motherfucking mouth. Okay, but I guess he didn't know the game. So now this nigga got my money and talking shit and walking up to my guests and thinking that he can walk up to me later on and a whole bunch of mess, and got the landlord emboldening him. That was another thing that was just very less than smart from Mr. KOTOWICH. Like we don't know that you are definitely targeting our family. And like I said, this is not about them. I don't have a contract with none of them. I have a contract with Mr. KOTOWICH. And like I said, what would be a more worse thing? Somebody just walking us out to some random person out on the street? That would worry me more than people that are maybe going through things because of the stress that you're putting on them, having them run all over town. He doesn't, like I said, he does not care. So I want to make sure that he knows that we're taking this very seriously. Him or someone adjacent, parallel to him or his personality type, has been in the comments playing and joking around. But that's a testament when I keep saying how immature he is. He went back and forth with me one time until I had to say, "Can you please stop?" And that's what I said to that troll. When I say they're all buffed up in bravado with women, I'm not faking. But when things go down, they run and hide and leave the women to fend for themselves. Come on now. And they mad because let me tell you something. It would never be, you know what I'm saying? That's not how it would be on this side. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only thing I'm saying. These grown men, I don't know what's going on, because they obviously feel like they can bully women, especially Black women. You see the names that caller called, and you can tell when it comes with vitriol. That's why I said they cannot sit up there and say that we do the same thing, because that is not the same thing. That is pure hate. That is pure hate. And I mean, straight up. When somebody tells you they don't even see you as a human being, but they've been in this live the whole time defending Mr. KOTOWICH, playing a confusing game, just exactly this. It probably was him. And I pray and because everybody heard me on this line say, do not contact. Okay? So I'm pretty sure they can go to who made that account, because that's even more information than a daggone just a random handle. And definitely go back to that IP address and find exactly. I mean, they're very crafty, these days with the technology and things. I'm pretty sure they probably wouldn't even have to leave the office to find out exactly who that account belongs to. Okay? And I guarantee you, it will be someone connected very closely, if not himself. Because, like I said, when we started this, well, not this series, but we started trying to figure this stuff out with the Thanksgiving live, the mystery. That's when it all started. Like, okay, well, since these people would like me to now have all this free time during the holidays, I'm going to now utilize that free time and now figuring out um, what's going on here. Okay. And it all came back to Mr. KOTOWICH, because nobody would feel comfortable doing anything if they did not have your approval or permission. Okay, or your blind eye. All he had to do, all he had to do was not torture me for months. Would it have been easier to just let these people know that you've already been inside and everything's fine? And that if it was an issue, that you'll talk to me properly? Don't that sound like a proper landlord to do? Not this. Okay? Not this. I don't care what nobody says. This is harassment. This is harassment. Like I said, we thought too high of them and they thought too low of us. Okay? And that's the reality of the situation. This man is 100% immature, as you see through the comments. I mean, it's just a sickening level of immaturity. Almost to like a conniving type of personality, especially when those children were talking about the way multiple kids said he's scattered all over the place, has no syllabus, doesn't return emails, and then have the nerve to be unwavering during the test, where he's taking off big chunks, even with the answer right. He didn't do it the right way, and he's taking off 25%. Okay. Now, like I said, it's not about how hard or easy physics is. This just letting you know his mind pattern. He don't think that he does anything wrong, and that's why he keeps getting those bad reviews. In his mind, it's everybody else's fault. He's so smart. Okay? He's so conniving. No, he don't think that people can see or witness his unsettling presence of scattered all over the place. Multiple, just go. And then what I'm talking about is when I say students, if this is your first um um you know surviving part series that you're watching, what I'm talking about is the reviews that he got on Rate My Professor. If you go right there and then put in his name, he's associated with 2 universities, and neither university's students have anything nice to say. Maybe one out of a whole bunch of negative ones. And only thing we're saying is the context of the reviews made the difference because they used a lot of the same language that I've been using this whole time. And I had no knowledge of that. And thanks to a subscriber for sending that to us, I had no, I didn't even have any idea of that website when I made this. Okay. And this is just, I will definitely draw this up a lot better right when it's court time. But this is just something I just off the cuff because I don't understand. I mean, if anybody can make this make sense, that's all I want. Because that's very stressful. He knew why me and my partner were going all over town. He knew that, and still, and I keep trying to tell him, I'm like, I hope you're not trying to penalize us if we cannot. We're doing. Only thing I'm agreeing to is I'm agreeing to, you know, be available to move if that happens. I cannot make anybody do anything. And like I said, if that was so important to him, he should have had a specific contact that we talked to and a specific, you know, since he was giving me my money back anyway. No, he put it all on me and I did my part. I do not owe this guy any money. And I do, it's not because I haven't paid since June. That is a lie. He came to get money about 2 weeks before he gave me all my money back. Okay. And I have proof to show that he was giving me my money back and not giving me any money. Okay. So keep pushing that issue and we will show that as well. Not here. So, like I said, some things we're leaving for court. But I have very much proof that he was giving me my money back and not giving me any money. See, he'll go now and mail splain and cry and weep and whine to these people, and they'll sit up there and now, he's trying to form another lynch mob against my family, against me now. This guy is insane. Now he's trying to form another lynch mob against me. Okay, the same one he was in on my family. See, my thing is Karen wasn't calling me. See, the people don't understand how we got all the way here. From the guy who put his hands on Rich. Like I said, that's his issue, not mine. Karen, who cares? No. Because like I said, Karens are going to be Karens. The best thing you could do is get the fuck away as quickly as possible. We didn't get away quick enough. We should have just, you know what I'm saying? Because we were sitting there with the windows rolled up, but that wasn't disengaged enough. Like I said, I would not walk up to a tinted window car, with black people in it. So Karens are braver than most. Okay, and then they no 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 no. Um, and here we go. This is the Karen effect of our lives that we're trying to now grasp out of. And you've seen it, we've been documenting it from the beginning. Okay. Um, so no, it's not. I can avoid that. I can avoid Asian store owners if I do not go into their establishments, even though I still do because I'm not going out my way for nobody because I'm not doing shit. Okay, so I'm going to go where I need to go. Okay, um, but I can avoid them if that's the case. Okay, I cannot avoid this. This is why he's public enemy number one. Okay, because I can't avoid this. This is harassment. So not only are we getting harassed outside We're getting harassed on a daily. And so when was our mind supposed to be so sane and you know, you want to do this, do that to Rich Long, but when was we supposed to get a clear fucking thought to think? Okay. We got neighbors walking up, neighbors leaning over, neighbors with the camera phone, Karen acting a fool, you know, da, da, da. We got Karen's BFF sending gunmen. We got freaking the Terminator police coming through with the freaking marshals, the bus in here. And we got this guy saying this, we ain't doing shit. Okay? And like I said, anything between him and I, it damn sure didn't deserve all this crap. And like I said, he should have known. He doesn't think that he's responsible for anything that happened. And he is very much responsible. Because if Mr. KOTOWICH would have been a proper landlord, okay, let me tell you how you could easily handle this, Mr. KOTOWICH. When you came here the next day and saw your property, which is the only thing you should be concerned about, when you saw that your property was 100% intact, day two, which I, you know, did what I was properly supposed to do, was contact you. Even if you was cohorting with a whole bunch of people, this was your opportunity to say that there was nothing going on. Okay? And if you have concerns, I will probably address them with the tenant, and then we'll go from there. That never happened. So now he'll go to court just like he lied and say it was all these complaints, even though the day Rich got arrested, he's saying there is no complaints. And he followed that up when I preferenced him what he said, and he didn't respond and say, I didn't say that. No, he specifically said he had to go look for complaints now. And I said, well, that's really the definition of harassment. I mean, and like I said, the mind-boggling games with this guy, that hurt me so, because I really believed him. I would have never called him when Rich got arrested if I didn't believe that he was an honest guy. And like I said, he said on the phone, how creepy is that? My story has not changed. My story has not changed. He sat on the phone, and now he's sitting on this information that he did not tell me, still trying to guide me out. And even though Rich got arrested, now I'm by myself going all over places and stuff. Like, this guy is sick. I felt very, come on. This man don't know what he done put me through. For this man to sit up here and run in the house when he sent his newfound woman out there to do whatever, and his daughter to do whatever, so he can feel like he's some king? Please. Never, not, no, no, no. The reality is these men freaking cohorted with a whole bunch of people to target my family. So anything that has happened to my partner in prison, I'm directly charging it to Mr. KOTOWICH. I'm directly. So it may be a slew of things that come down the pike. Now, all we have asked is for proper, to be met with. He didn't do that. I've been trying to contact him since the incident happened. Why would you still be wanting to he's saying he has a videotape of this I would like him to produce? Because my thing is don't harass me with something and then just say, oh, it's not important. It was important enough to harass me about it. You should have to produce that. And if it does not show a fire, how much do you think that my pain and suffering should be? Okay? Produce the video. That's all I'm asking, Mr. KOTOWICH. You said you have a video tape of a fire. You didn't say I saw you. You said fire. And that's going to be one of the next upcoming videos. We're going to deep dive into that. But this one I wanted to, and uh let me get this because I want to show you. Hold on. I don't want stuff to fall. All right. This is what is in the thumbnail. Okay. Now, we went back on text and saw, because like I said, this is not for me to prove. I'm not sitting up here trying to prove my case. I'm letting you know so he knows what we're coming into court with. And is this the fight of the battle that he wants to fight? It makes no difference to us because we are ready to fight it. Okay? Because he has already went to the court and lied. We don't owe him any money. In September, he gave us our money back and he has comped the rest of the months. And he knows that. He gave us our money back. I cannot make, that was not my plan. My plan was to continue paying rent. This was his plan, is what, needs to be exercised. And, this is not fair. This is not fair for somebody to come up with a plan in August after he says he's gotten money all the way up until August. Okay, he got money in August. Okay? Come up with a plan, put it all on somebody else. I mean, I understand that in a perfect world, don't you think I did not want my partner to get arrested? Don't you think that and speaking of that, the only person who does not see my partner as a victim is Mr. KOTOWICH, because even the city sees Rich as a victim. Only person that doesn't see Rich as a victim is Mr. KOTOWICH, because I've asked him multiple times to meet with us, which he has not. So let's go through the list of things. I'm just going to. So that was pretty much the exposing the lies. And then one of our subscribers sent in a the website for Rate My Professor. And like I said, it was very, oh my God. It was like a breath of fresh air, because I don't believe that without that being a confirmation, where I feel like now we have good reason to now go in and go further, because we see sorry,
the music industry is a dynamic
that this
business.
guy has a negative effect on people, and everybody's saying the same thing. Okay. You can go back into part 2, everyone getting the same vibes. Like I said, we deep dived into those reviews. I didn't there we go. I didn't see those reviews before, and I'm sorry, I'm trying to get this hair together. I didn't see those reviews before. So um I don't know, my hair just looks so shiny. It's hot. That's what it is. And I'm burning up. So I'm getting like really flustered quickly, and I'm trying to see. Okay, let me do that. Maybe I'll do the part on this side. There we go. All righty, there we go. That's much better because that was just getting on my nerves. But okay, so everyone getting the same creepy vibes. If you go to Rate My Professor, I'll just let you see one of the reviews, one from this month actually. Okay, and all you do is put in their name and then you search. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Let's do something really out of the ordinary here. Let's okay. Let's find a random person and see if we can find somebody else's reviews. I'm rather curious now. Okay, hold on. Let me see. I don't know anybody's name. I haven't been in school in forever and a freaking day. Shoot. And it's very hard to use these phones. But I just wanted to see really quickly. Let me see if I can find somebody. Oh, they don't have anything. I guess every professor doesn't have anything, but let me try one more time to look up some random. Let me see if I can look up some random person. Oh, let's see this person here. Okay. I didn't this is so funny because I just started to put it in the name and it actually came up with this faux Steven. But look, this is a fake Steven. The fake Steven better than the real one. Awesome. Okay. And they got actually a lower grade in the class than Stephen KOTOWICH did, than his kids. So let's go back to him. This kid got a B and still said teacher was awesome. Mr. Kotowich's kids are getting B pluses, and they said never again. And they probably would have gotten an A, and that's what they're probably, they just can't understand why he. Now look, right as we were showing this, now someone just put an awesome. Okay. That's just so funny. And we're not supposed to believe that's Mr. Kotowich. Because we were talking about him. But, like I said, it's all well, good and fine. Ah, come on now. Like, we're not supposed to believe this is Mr. Kotowich. He'll do anything. This man will do anything. This man will do anything. Now, the person specifically says he does care. Not just said that he doesn't care. Come on now. No, he cares about the things he shouldn't care about. And it's just like I said, it's just so funny that our last live was he doesn't care. And somebody, now I don't know if you can pass date these things because they're trying to act like this is before, but I guarantee you this is from very recent. They may have put this. I don't know if you can manually put the date in. Okay, because why would it pop up so late? Okay, no, he specifically put it the day after, and he wrote because this was not here yesterday. Okay, even though it says this date, I don't know if you can put the date in, but look, specifically it says, but he does care. Come on now, why would a student say that? Why would a student? But he does, like they're defending somebody. Come on now, they wouldn't talk like that. That means somebody in the classroom is saying he doesn't care. If somebody's saying he don't care, a lot of people are saying it because you wouldn't say a good review and say, but he does care. Okay. More mind games from Mr. Kotowich. But we're going to also, and that's just right above the one that says he doesn't care. Come on now. So he's already arguing with the people in the chat. I mean, in the thing. Come on. Come on. That is him. Oh, gosh. The lengths that this man will do to avoid a conversation with me. He will do everything. He probably will do all things in lieu of give me the proper respect. He is charged with, okay, let's go to the next one. No, we do not believe that new review. No, we do not. It is doesn't seem authentic by any means of the imagination. Nobody would say, but he does care, unless somebody said that this person doesn't care, or that was a theme or something that was well known. No, he saw what we were writing, and he went on to the site and skewed. I don't believe it. I do not believe it. All right. And that brings us to, so I just wanted to because like I said, this is a live surviving series. So if I'm discovering things as you're discovering, so you know that that was not there yesterday. I mean, I think we did a live yesterday. You know that was not there yesterday. Okay. Now I don't know. I never used this website, so I don't know if you can backdate, but I doubt if this was from the 26th. I don't know, because it might have been, when did you take the class? I don't know what that date stands for. I'm not sure. Is it the day's date? What would be the importance of it other than the date of the class? So that probably was the date that they took the class. And that is all made up. Okay? Please believe me. He saw the live, and he immediately, which I knew he was, because we all know this personality type, right? We all can see his personality type a mile away, right? Who couldn't figure out that he was going to go and now put a positive review on there and said the exact same thing? But he does care. Come on. It's too obvious. He would do all things but the right thing. All things. Just please remember that as well. All right. So let's see. Now the next thing we did, and see, that's why we're calling out all of his gameplay, all of his suspected gameplay, because we don't want him to ever feel like we are in a game with him. We are 100% serious, and we are 100% not playing. So I don't ever want him to think for a second that we are in some nothing. Okay. So, but I wanted to confirm that um I don't believe that it doesn't make any sense that all of a sudden overnight positive review. Come on. That said he does care, but he does care. Okay. All righty. Next is the incident that he had. Um, and this one is a little bit difficult because um, when I moved in here, he was showing me the property, and he said the bedrooms are far apart from each other. So, and it just threw me off. Because mind you, at the time, was celibate for like over a year at that time. I hadn't even knew Rich. I didn't know him at that time. So him saying that to me just was very off-putting. It felt very inappropriate, and it felt like he was prejudging me. But as you see the vitriol that comes through the line, through all these racists and everybody, you see that is how they feel. So you can go watch that. I break that down. And I'm just giving a full, like a little synopsis of each thing. So nobody else would be able to go through this with this guy again. And also, if anybody would like to come forward If you felt violated or victimized by this man in any way, we are extending an invitation to come and have a safe space to hear your story. I'm definitely saying me. That was definitely um, that was creepy. That's the running theme as well. That was very creepy. Um, but I'm not trying to add that, to anything. That is just an observation. Okay? We're like I said, we're not surprised that all of a sudden, since we've been talking about this website and all the negative reviews, that all of a sudden a positive review comes up. We're not surprised by that. We're not surprised that it says he does care, and we just talked about a show that said he don't care. So I will completely X that review out because we feel like that is Mr. KOTOWICH, who has backdated a review, because nobody would talk like that unless it was a scuttlebutt that he doesn't care. You see? You would just say he cares so much about us. You wouldn't say, but he does care. Come on. Play them games with somebody else, sir. This guy is whew, he'll do all things but the right thing. All things. Told you. Told you, keep your eye open. Part 4. I'm sorry, part part 4 was listed, renovations to listed. I have already started reaching out to realtors that can give me the information of what's going on, but that's not really my issue as well. Like I said, Mr. KOTOWICH is directly 100% the only person walking this earth, directly the person that is keeping Rich holding Rich up from being released. And I'm still not upset about that. Do you understand? So I'm a very reasonable person. So they'll say all things. Because I can understand that. You know why I'm not upset with that? Because I can understand that. I wasn't expecting much from Mr. KOTOWICH, like I said, especially when um, a week later he couldn't even write down what he just told me over the phone multiple times, which it was no complaints. We wouldn't even be here if he would have just stuck to his word anytime during this whole situation. Like I said, Mr. KOTOWICH is directly 100% the only person on earth, not me, not the police, not the jailer, not the bailer, not anybody. It is Mr. KOTOWICH directly that is the reason why Rich Long is still locked up. And I'm not upset about that. So, you can't put I'm upset about this. Because I can understand that. I wouldn't have opted for him to do that. Like I said, that is something that he opted on his own without knowing once, after the fact. And then we got Mr. KOTOWICH started to backpedal and moonwalk. You know what I'm saying? Then we saw that, you know, but I was not a person that was privy to that. I would have never in a million years, because now at that point in time I had already known that Mr. KOTOWICH was full of crap and lying the entire time. And then on top of that, even more, a few weeks later, seeing new people move in. And I told him, I don't feel comfortable. I immediately told him, why would you do that to my family? You have literally destroyed my fucking family with all of your selling the property, going here and there, doing this and that. And it was all to target my family. Like we could have been doing other things, but they don't feel like that the things that you were doing was important. And silly them, because we feel like everything that we were doing outside of running around for you for months was more important than that. Okay? So whether he has the, that's neither here nor there. Like I said, him being the sole person standing in between Rich Long's freedom is not enough. I'm not upset about that. So I could care less about what he does with the property. My whole thing is how he handled my family. I'm talking specifics of how he handled my family, how he did not um, meet with us after this situation happened to at least find out our safety concerns, how he cohorted with these people and made my life a living hell for months, okay? How he lied and manipulated, harassed, inappropriate behavior, bullying, cohorting with people outside of the lease. So these are what I'm talking about. Actual factual claims. I'm not upset about no listing or whatever because I didn't come up with that plan. Whether he listed the place or not, that is his prerogative. My issue with him is that how he handled my family. Okay? He put it all on us when we agreed. That should have been enough. That should have been enough. Us agreeing, but he tried to find every which way to screw us over. And like I said, I didn't understand why. If we're complying and we got a place lined up, just if you're giving my money back, give it to me so I can go. No, he took his sweet time. And then we ended up losing the property because someone else came with a deposit. You see? So now we're back at ground zero, but we don't have ground zero worth of time. My partner's arrested now 5 minutes after Steve KOTOWICH leaves, coincidentally. And now it's still get out, B. How is that fair? Now I'm going places by myself. These people, these grown men do not care. And while I'm doing that, the neighbor downstairs had the nerve to come up to me about the dogs to tell me they were walking loud from the bottom to the top. Okay? And I haven't walked my dog since. And that was November, middle of November. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because this is the effect that these people have had on my life. And he knows that's true. Okay? Y'all, people seem to think that this is a joke or that this is very life altering, this experience. And I don't feel like he should be able to get away with that. And I told him multiple times, I'm agreeing to whatever you're saying, but I cannot make people do things. And if you should have had it lined up, if that's what you wanted somebody to do. I could have just went on and what I wanted to do was to continue to pay rent. So that's the whole point that we are up to speed. Oh no, no, no. We have part 5. So yeah, about part 4 listed or renovations. Like I said, I that really wasn't my concern. I'm a very reasonable person, so whether he listed or not, that has nothing to do with me. My whole point is from that situation is that why were we targeted to be harassed from the middle of the year to the present day with running around to again in our minds we're still thinking that's why I don't understand with the vitriol. We're still thinking, but we need to think with reality land now that he was just targeting our family. Because I'm thinking like, why would he turn on me? I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. And he still keeps turning on me. So I'm in a lose-lose situation, right? And then he tries to bait me into some situation where he put it all on me. How is that fair? I kept telling him, look, I cannot agree to doing something and where it takes a third party for that to be realized. So that should not be a valid whatever he's talking about. He has more of a thing into the realtor world than I did. Now, even though I was a realtor, but that was years ago. He's a landlord. So he knows people, he knows, you know what I'm saying? So if he couldn't make anything happen, and this is his plan, that's what I'm saying. This was his plan in August. So I did what I was supposed to do. August, September, October, November, December. I did everything I was supposed to do, which was contact properties and do what everything I was supposed to do. I don't owe him any money. He tried to bait me into signing something and did all that and now crippled my family, tortured me to no end, tortured me to no end, and has allegedly harassed this godmother podcast line with leave, with calling me the N-word, uh saying that it's hard to look at us as human. This is all stuff that we haven't done any of this, but in paperwork they want you to believe that we're in some black on black crime, which we told you from day one that we are not in. Okay? The only crimes that are happening against us, we'll say, Pete never. Everybody's saying that first of all, with all these claims and stuff, that it's going to be a fight. So everybody's that's on our side are saying we have a great case. And well, let me read what you said, just so anybody who's in the rebroadcast. Pete never X VT says, I don't think he can kick you out during the pandemic. I don't know. These people can do anything. So that's why we came to the public, because I don't know what he's trying to do. Like I said, our team is saying that um but I don't trust. I don't trust because I didn't trust. I showed you how they handle Rich, taking him to the school, allowing Karen's BFF to be a vigilante, and he's out on $15,000 bail while Rich is locked up still on two. But see, the thing about it is, like I said, when I say Steve Kotowich is the exact person that is the only person on earth right now who can open the doors for for Rich Long to get out, and I'm not even upset about that. And it's been months. I saw him for who he was. He lied. Like I said, he said he would do anything to help put my family back together, and a week later, he couldn't even write that down. Okay, so I didn't expect much from him. Rich did that on his own. And once I let him know how this man was backpedaling and had turned a whole new face and it had turned on me. Yes, yes. Thank you. Make sure you know the law and your rights. I definitely am. You know, this is a time of uncovering and discovery. So so that's what we're doing here. Like I said, we went to that website about those reviews. Now all of a sudden it's a positive review that was dated right after the holiday. But I don't know. Like I said, I never used that website before, so I don't know if you can manipulate the date. If it was from the 26th, why would it take so long to show up? I think that that's the day of the class. So he manipulated, I allegedly, okay? Because that review was not there yesterday. And I automatically, doesn't that let you know that he's watching? Okay? He's watching. He's definitely watching. And see, my whole thing is sometimes you lead people places to do things. Okay? And they do exactly what you think they're going to do because they're sitting up there playing the game and not being honest. But instead of doing all that, he can sit up there and call me on the phone and we can meet about what I asked him to do about making it safer for LGBTQ family. If he can do all that, if he can do all that, if he knows he knows every detail of a non-existent fire. He can say this with 100% accuracy. But when I'm telling him something that actually happened, he is crickets. Why is that? How is that? He know all of. He wasn't here. He ain't see shit. He never seen a fire, and told me to stop lying. How insulting for a grown man to text somebody something. And I'm supposed to believe. Come on now. I was not talking to him like this. Okay? I was not talking to him like this. So yes, Pete Never XVT. I'm definitely going to get everything together. And like I said, a lot of people have been reaching out and saying that, but I don't trust it. Like I said, I've seen landlords go to court and have a closed manila folder on the table, and the judge asked him to explain everything, and he's everything's right there on the file, pointing to the desk all the way over there. And the lawyer's like, no, you have to answer. And you know what I'm saying? His own lawyer, he didn't even get a briefing before. That's how entitled they feel. You can tell the judge and point to a closed manila, and I've seen it happening. So I don't know. The power of privilege is just, that's unbelievable. So that's our main thing, is to point out his characteristics. And that's why I wanted to let you know that I do not believe that brand new from yesterday review is not true, because nobody would say, but he does care. They would just say he's a caring person. And let's see if a new review come out and just say he's a caring person. Okay? You would just say, he's so caring. That's how you talk. You don't say da 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 da, but he does care. That sounds like you've already done had some complaints, or you've heard something that somebody doesn't care. Come on. And we just had a show title yesterday that he doesn't care. Y'all gotta read between the lines. This guy is immature. He'll do all things in lieu of the right thing. This man could be looking and lurking on doing this on websites, can be in the chat room no matter what time I'm going live, morning, noon, and night. He's right there like a freaking lunatic. I mean, going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, just like he did on his texts, just exactly like he did on these texts. We had to tell him, can you stop? So let's see where we can lead him to now. Where we can, since he rather do that and pretend like he's some great professor than actually do what I need him to do, is to be a great landlord. Okay, I'm not talking to him like that. Let's see what I'm saying. And look at before and after. Sorry, my phone is cracked. Maybe I can turn it up. But you see, I'm not talking to him crazy. He's talking to me crazy. And not only this, I have this multiple times. This is in September. I have us saying the same conversation in November. That's September. Let's go all the way down. Because I need him to answer for this. Definitely. Like, I'm not letting that go because that was very stressful. And this is me. And I'm not going to go into the whole thing. This is a long text, but this is, November. Let's see. Look at the date on that. Well, let me go to the date. So this is me stressed the hell out. This long behind November 15th, if you can see that. So I'm months and months and months. I'm going, I didn't do blah, 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 blah. Like, this is, I don't understand. And other than he's trying to be immature and annoying. Like I said, he's a manipulator, and he would rather manipulate things than be an honest, straight up guy. Like I told him, I said, you just refuse to do right. That's a damn shame. You just refuse. He refuses. Okay? There's no way this should have went past here. Not him talking to me about it. Like I said, I don't care what he talked to them about, but he already, this is him by trying to be antagonizing to no end. This is him actively being antagonizing. Okay? When he's already been here the next day. Does this make sense? That's all. If anybody can explain this to me, because this is my biggest concern, because this was very stressful, and this brought stress between Rich and I. See, this is what he doesn't understand, and what he's trying to now wipe his hands of, is that any problems that Rich and I had during this time was directly connected to running all over town, him doing this, continuing to put Rich into some type of helpless type of stance with all these people coming at us all the time. And it just made it very stressful for him and I. We were running all over town. And I'm telling you, we would be going looking at the places and stuff. Rich would get all dressed up, you know what I'm saying, his button-down shirt on and stuff. So we did a lot. For him to now turn around and try to treat us like garbage, are you fucking crazy, man? You are crazy. You are crazy. We actually believe this guy. We actually believe this guy. So that leads us to, okay, now part 5. We talked about all of course, Mr. KOTOWICH not meeting with us. We said multiple times, can you meet with us? It's been months. And actually, this, what's on the back of here is actually the letter. A copy of the letter I actually sent to his lawyer, asking and requesting for a final time access. I mean, a meeting or something. And I said, can we set up a meeting with you? Him, we're talking about Mr. KOTOWICH, or both, to discuss our safety concerns at this property. We are willing to do a Zoom call. Nothing yet. That's why I said, Mr. KOTOWICH, this is after 3 months of Mr. KOTOWICH ignoring my requests, okay? So he's been ignoring this for about 3 months. We have text messages going back, way back for months, and now in certified, and he's not one time. Now, if anything had happened, which it did, okay? You see, the police were called, you see, in November. Anything could have happened. And Mr. KOTOWICH will be 100% liable. Okay? Because he did not do the proper things. It is no way he should still be looking at through somebody else's camera that we don't know how you got that information. And like I said, that's going to be part 7, because we got a lot of deep diving. This is going to be a long series, guys, because I want every part of this guy to be exposed. Okay, so we're getting victims, services calling us on a regular basis. We're getting, which he, as the landlord here, could have been working in conjunction with. Okay, we have been getting, mail and everything, and so only person who does not understand that my partner was a victim is Mr. KOTOWICH. I'm not going to allow any negativity on my partner's name when it comes to this situation, because I know how my partner handled everything. He showed so much restraint when the person that they sent was actually shooting. So I don't want to look anywhere past a school shooter. Okay, we're not going to sit there and now figure out what the heck was wrong. Because to be honest, Mr. KOTOWICH, stop. Don't ever bring up my partner's name in any type of, unless you want to be helpful and as an LGBTQ family that you ignored and harassed. Okay? Because my partner would do a hell of a lot more than you and these people that you're protecting. A hell of a lot more. Okay? I don't want to know anything past a school shooter on the, if anybody says anything other than that, then we see exactly where their true heart lies. In transphobic land, okay? In racistville, in transphobic land. That's where your heart lies. And it's evident by everything this guy does. He can go to the court and lie. And that brings us up to where we are right now. Mr. KOTOWICH, I can easily prove that I've given him money. I'm all paid up. I don't owe him any money. He has text messages comping months as well. But if you're comping me for my time, okay, you can now not penalize me because I can make a third party do something. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, I have you comping me for my time. I did everything I was supposed to do. And actually, it was Mr. KOTOWICH who, with all of this, having to do all this X, Y, and Z, 5 minutes before my partner got arrested, we wouldn't even be here if he would have just instantly gave my money back and we could have just quickly secured that place. No, he now it was again just like it was this, like he comes up with a plan and now he's talking to me like I'm trying to do something you know against him, like I'm trying to. No, you came to me with this dumb ass plan that said you wanted to do renovations and that you were selling the property and you were coming in here to do renovations. Okay, I was living my fucking life and doing what I needed to do and other things. I didn't need to be bombarded with this. Okay? My family didn't need to be bombarded with this. Straight up. I don't care what he says. So he went to the court and said I hadn't paid him since June. Now I've already shown him confirming payments into June all the way up until September. Okay? A lot of times he didn't do paper receipts. He did some paper, some, but the whole point is that he received money. Okay? It was his idea for this coming up in August to sell the property. I did everything I could possibly do, humanly possible. Rich and I went everywhere. They were not only calling, uh, not only were they calling and texting from my phone, but Rich was doing the same exact thing. But they can sit up there and call us non-human. Shame on these people. I mean, I'm looking through Rich's phone now. Shame, shame, shame on these people. But they can sit up there and we, like I said, we traveled everywhere, everywhere. Everywhere. I'm just looking through my phone so I can show you. They were, we were even making yep, this is on Rich phone. And lo and behold, since he wants to know, this was on Rich's phone. This is Rich's phone. Okay? So we were doing everything we could possibly do. Okay? I don't know if y'all saw that. But this was actually the place that we lost. So I know I can easily call them and they can tell me why we lost it. This was actually the place that Mr. KOTOWICH um, took his sweet time. And like I said, I felt like he was just a little bit jealous. This is double the space that this is here. And he took his sweet time. And someone came with the deposit. So I'm glad I found this. Like I said, this is live here. I'm doing this as I go along. Like once we get closer to the court date, of course we're going to set everything out um and go piece by piece. Because I want to have supporting factors with each thing. I'm not going to act like I'm going to be on trial with anybody. I just, need to show that he's lying. He has gotten payment. Okay? And if you felt like you were giving me something, why would you not? No, you were giving me my money back. I didn't ask for it back. This was your plan. I didn't ask for my money back. I hadn't even been here a year. I still have not been here a year. And this has been the fucking year through hell. Okay? We did everything to comply. And the date on this is September 24th, 6 days before Rich got arrested. So these people have just impeded all into our lives with their bullshit. And we don't care. We don't care enough about their cries and whines now after the fact. They didn't have to go through what we went through. They didn't have to go through a vicious Karen of lies. They didn't have to go through Karen's BFF sending her son around here 2 times to shoot up around the school. They didn't have to experience running for their daggone life when Karen's BFF ran through. They didn't have to. They didn't have to now be victimized even more by now. Putting us in a situation like Breonna Taylor, where they're busting up in here, breaking our whole door down for an unarmed black man. Do you understand? That could have all these situations. Karen, neighbor walking up again after Rich got arrested. Asian store owners leaning in the car. They come to the window like this. Marshall's coming with, putting you in a situation like Breonna Taylor. All those situations were done to us, and these people were not in any which way fearful of their lives. They were just bullies. Every day, Rich would go out and there would be something messing with his car. Every day. Even the situation after this situation, Karen was right there on that motherfucking corner the next day, and it was a Jello cup on Rich's car. Okay? So, on his antenna. So let's not people play games. This is what I'm trying to tell the landlord multiple times, that him inciting this is dangerous for my family, because I'm doing everything I could possibly do to assure you that we are good people and that your property is 100% intact. That's what we did. That should have been an end of it. This is what I need to explain, and I need to thoroughly explain, not mail-splaining and the folders on the desk. I'm tired of that stuff. I'm tired of it, and we need real answers this season. We're not playing these little games with these people. No, 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 no. When we can show all this entire time, us going out our way, all over. This place here is all over town. I mean, way over town, on the other side of town. Okay? It takes about 45, 50 minutes to get to this place. Travel. Do you understand? So these people do not give a fucking flying F, and excuse my language, for taking my life through topsy-turvy. And I mean, Pete never XVT. I mean, it's really not a situation where it's a kick out thing, because we're going to sue regardless, because it's not that, oh yeah, I gotta fight to stay, and that's in his mind, because they have warped minds, and landlords, you got to be specific. Everybody always looking for a reason to get offended. They have a warped mind. So, my whole thing is, don't cry. Don't do all this planning to not get paid and then cry to say nobody's paying you. I don't understand that. You could have done that's you came up with a plan like that. You didn't think your plan all the way through. You put it on somebody else. I don't know how that is going to be allowed. I did fulfill everything. We fulfilled everything. We fulfilled everything. I don't owe this man any money. He actually comped months after September, all the way to this day, for my time. And he knows that as well. No, exactly. He don't care. Oh, yeah, but he go, let me show you the review that just popped up yesterday. And it says, but he does care. Ciao, bye. You know he wrote that. You know he wrote that. Come on. And I don't know how this, I guarantee you in this website, you can backdate stuff because it wouldn't have shown up. Because let me tell you, the specific topic of the show was he does not care. And he knew we were going to go back into this because he's watching. He's watching right now. He can do all things but the right thing. Okay. But he does care and is will answer questions. This is supposed to be some college kids. Whatever. But he does care. Come on now. That just popped up overnight. Come on. Come on. With the student right below him. So you're not saying that this is somebody directly trying to now he's trying to harass these kids on here trying to tell the truth. Come on. When he said just a couple weeks ago that he don't care, he doesn't care, and then the very next review trying to trump his review, which is probably Mr. KOTOWICH. I will guarantee y'all, I'll bet everything I got that this is Mr. KOTOWICH. But he does care. Come on now, who talks like that? That's not how you would talk. You would say he's a very caring teacher. That's how you would talk in first person. You wouldn't say like you're already trying to convince somebody. No, like you say, he doesn't care. He don't care. That is the theme. And no matter how much you manipulate things, because they don't mind cheating, landlords. Be careful. He probably waiting for you to mess up some. Okay, of course. Of course. Of course. Yes. Yes. That's all he's doing. That's all he did. That's all he's doing is sitting back and the fact that that made him calm down. You see, he hasn't been here because he said, okay, I got a good review. You know what I'm saying? I manipulate, so they can't say nothing because this is all they know is good. It's going in the right direction. He does care, so they know now. No, that doesn't mean anything. Like I said, that is manipulated, and I guarantee you that is him. Um, that wording is not anything authentic, but he does care. Who says that? Anyway, you would just talk in regular first person. You would say he's a very caring teacher. He's there, and da da da. Now watch another review come, and it's going to talk very, very. Watch. This is going to be good to monitor this and see how he manipulates to now try to boost himself up. Come on now. That's what I said. The kids don't even have a fair chance of getting any help. When he comes on and immediately contradicts with the last. Now he's mad at them. Yeah, he could tell he was mad. He mad at them. So no, you're right. That's what he's trying to do. But again, I I just need him to explain this. This is the number one. Now he can explain why he did not contact us to after this situation to do the proper things needed, and there was already an incident, and we have no cameras, no nothing, no protection, and he actually allowed more of the people who I told him harassed my guest family to move in. Okay, so yeah, he does not care. He crippled my family on purpose. He did all this antagonizing on purpose, and then he's in some romance with this guy downstairs who they really do believe that I give a shit about. I do not care. I do not care. Anything outside of me and his relationship, I do not care. He's the one that cares all about these people's opinions and things like that. No, I satisfied exactly what I needed to do. I satisfied exactly what I needed to do. Contact the landlord immediately and give him access to the property. Boom. I did everything I was supposed to do. This is ridiculous. This does not make sense. And I don't feel like I should have to have go through all of that. So yeah, I just wanted to let him know and let all of you know that yeah, we take this very seriously. I don't want him to confuse like we're in some type of fucking game and then he starts acting silly. You know what I'm saying? Thinking that we're in a game. Nick, I'm not in no game with nobody. This is very serious. I really want actual factual, not my folders on the desk, Judge. I need actual factual answers of him to produce this videotape that he say that he got. Okay? I need him to answer why he felt, what was I lying about? After he's seen with his own two eyes that he already been here, what could I have possibly been lying about? Please. I need him to answer that because those are very serious claims. And that's going to be the next, we're going to deep dive into that. Okay. This one here, this live part 6. Did Mr. KOTOWICH receive any money? Is he lying? Will we be able to produce any receipts after June? Like I said, I'm not here to now reveal my whole case. Because even those student reviews wasn't part of my case. Even the letting you guys know about the sexual innuendos that made me uncomfortable, that's not even really part of my case. My main case is harassment, discrimination, him to have to answer for this, and how am I going to be, compensated for all of this stress right here? No one should have to go through this. So, we're not going to make excuses. This is uncalled for. And if anybody can explain that, then maybe I see it wrong, but I do not. Because I lived it. And like I said, month after month after month, even after Rich got arrested, this guy is still hounding me. Like I said, we had not one moment of a clear thought, and then he want to penalize us. Like I said, like those reviews, and we're going to skip past that because we don't believe that's an authentic review. Okay, but like that review said, he manipulates the test. Manipulates in class, is not available, and then plays games on the test. Come on. Same thing he doing here. He manipulated the whole entire board, nothing authentic, manipulated every little thing. And now unwavering at the end. So, no. Like I said, this is not for me to now. He knows I have receipts. I've shown you text messages. He knows he has gotten paid. Okay? He knows that this is a lie. Okay? So, you guys be the judge. I'm not here to give you all of the information. I think that he got a good review out there, so I think he has calmed down. I think in his mind he feels like a good valor, and he's justified, long as he satisfied them and not satisfied the person that he's actually in a longer contract with than those people who just see him on a day-to-day one class passing. He just yes. Pete Never XBT. Yes, yes, we are a couple. Um, Now where was you at when I'll be doing the non-surviving Mr. Kotowich's lives? You know what I'm saying? Because we do a lot of lives that are not about Mr. Kotowich, and you know, we can get into some things on those ones. I just want to keep it on to Mr. Kotowich, and I'm not gonna. I'm only gonna be on for about 10 more minutes because you guys see the text. Rich got arrested on September 30th. He's coming down September after 15th or 16th, because it obviously was after that day, which is I think the 15th or 16th. He's coming down to get money. He has gotten money, and I was paying him the entire time, and he gave me my money back. That is all his plan. So I don't want to hear later about not having any money when you could have just allowed just you if you got in it wouldn't have gotten in your own way. If he wouldn't have gotten his own way, he would have continued to get money, especially if we were going to make it all the way to the end of our lease. You know what I'm saying? So not only did we make it all the way to the end of the lease, but he has been a freaking bugaboo and a freaking hornet's bee. He's been a freaking everything you could possibly be to be annoying since the middle of this daggone lease. So no, we don't feel like we want to get either compensated. First of all, um, let me let you guys know what we're either looking for. I don't know what a lawyer or a judge would see is fit or deemable, because we're not letting things slide. And even if it's different courts that we have to go to file things, even after whether we're here or not. See, this is what I wanted to tell you. Oh, good. Yes, thank you. He feel the same way. But yeah, no, even after if we don't live here, we're still going to be actively pursuing Mr. Kotowich, every step of the way. Every step of the way. Um, well, if to be honest, if Mr. Kotowich would answer the phone for the people, he could have been out months ago. That's what I said. So I'm not an unreasonable person. I'm not even upset about that, because I don't expect much from this man. But I'm letting you know, I could if I was just an unreasonable person, that's what I would be more upset about. That my partner is not home and you're not answering for the house arrest people. I would be upset about that, and I'm not upset about that because I never. I can understand that. I'm very reasonable. I can understand him, who now has backpedaled and played both sides of the fence the whole time. I didn't tell Rich to agree to that. He did that on his own, and it was him not being in tuned to what I was already in tune with, because this guy doesn't have Rich's number. Okay, so he didn't know all the stuff that him and I have, this is what I've been going through, because I tried, but it would spill over every time. This guy would be calling me late at night, texting me late at night. It would spill over more things we got to do, more places we got to go, more gas and time and traffic and all over town. Um, it just stressed us out to no end as a couple, and it pushed us to the brink. And then he had the nerve to try to penalize us for that. Like, if all of these people would have backed the hell out of our lives, every single one of them, none of this, we could have not have had half of those stresses on us. I got some tea here. This is my Christmas yeah. So he would already be out if Mr. Kotowich would answer the phone. So so that's what I'm saying. I'm a very reasonable person. Mr. Kotowich is literally the only person on earth standing in between Rich's freedom. And I'm not even upset about that. Okay? Because I can see that that wasn't going to be feasible. I would have never opted for him to do that. But literally, all Mr. KOTOWICH had to do is answer the phone, and Rich would be out within a day or two. So he's literally not just figuratively in the way; he's literally in the way. But I, like I said, I don't have no problem with that because that's understandable. So now we're just waiting for the court dates to play out, and that's where we're at. But Rich could have been out. He knows that. So everything that Rich has to go through in there, I mean, I am 100% contributed to him, and it's not for him not answering the phone. See, that's what I said. It has nothing to do with that. It's about this. Okay? This is why I'm upset. I have very factual claims, so I'm not going to be mad off a fairy tale or what if. I have very factual things to be upset about that I told him multiple times could lead to this. Okay, so him burying his head after the sand after he did all, he was very bold with a woman. Okay, very bold. Stop lying. Very bold with a woman. Okay, these men are very bold with women. But yeah, so if yeah, he would already be out if Mr. KOTOWICH would answer the phone. But like I said, I'm in I mean months. He would have been out back in like September, October. You know what I'm saying? He'd have been out. October, he would have been out. I think he's been on house arrest ever since October. So he would have been here. So Mr. KOTOWICH is really like the only, literally the only person walking this earth that's holding Rich in jail. And I'm not even upset about that. Okay. Okay. So that's how much of a reasonable person I am. I'm not upset about that because I know that he's unreliable. I know he plays both sides of the fence. I would have never told Rich to agree to that because Rich didn't know. And when I told him that this guy had us going all over town for months for nothing, and actually the guy who approached you on the street, he actually allowed more of his family to move in instead of rewarding us or giving us some type. This is, like I said, this is our mind. We don't still know that we the target. I'm like, well, if he had something lined up, why didn't he just allow? If you're selling the property anyway, why don't you just allow us to move downstairs so we can get ourselves together to get the fuck out of here? See, this is what he don't understand. All of this all of this has held up what he wanted us to do. No, he wants me to do it all on my own. This is what he wants. He wants to cripple my family, and bye, bitch. You figure it out. And that's not fair. Hold up. That's why I said, hold up. You people are going very fast. You people are going very fast with my life. Hold up. I never agreed. Never in a million years. Yes, 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 yes. He's definitely a Grinch. Mind you, that was back in October. We could have been out of here by now. He doesn't want it the right way. He wants it to play a game. So that's why I said, here we go. Now I'm just going to continue to expose everything you have done to my family. And I can't depend on um people who I have already seen go into court and not have not one receipt, not one date, tell the judge to look at the folder on the desk that is all in there, judge, with a closed manila folder on the desk, and that person guy still win. So no, 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 no. And you can have every thing and show this person to be. So no, 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 no. It's no checks and balances with these landlords, and that's not about. That's not. Um, That's not sustainable in any other market where you're giving somebody the bulk of their money, of your money, and these people are just doing whatever they want. Talking to you any type of way. No. No, 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 no. So it's 2 hours. The evidence is in the thumbnail. I'm not on trial. Okay, so I'm not going to sit up there and now prove his case for him and bring in every receipt I have. I have receipts and I have text messages. Okay, he has to prove. Okay, this is what he told the court. So if I paid him $1, he lied. Now he got way more than $1. He got money the whole entire time: June, July, August, September. Okay, and then he comped the rest of the months. He is all paid up because when he gave me my money back, I was all paid up. He comped the rest of the months for my time. But I cannot make And then he's telling them people, this date, and he got another date in text. That's what I said. Keep playing, we're going to just exposing everything that he has on this paperwork to be a liar. And we're going to come before and after this case and with the results. This is not about staying at this property. This is about my rights. This is about my rights. People don't understand. People do not understand because they don't value Black people and our time. This should not happen. This is my number one concern because this is what I had to directly deal with multiple times, multiple months, 6 times total. Okay? This is my number one request to know what's going on and to be made whole with this. Because this stressed me out to no end. How do I win against this? How? How do I reason with this? How? How can I reason with this? How can I combat this when gets to going? When this gets to going? What recourse do I have to stop this when I did everything I was supposed to do? I'm a woman, and this grown man doing all this is intimidating. He has threatened me. He has been on this line. Okay? I think he gave himself a good review, so now he didn't calm himself down because I think that was really what me and my concerns. Come on. And I'm pretty sure I have given this guy a lot more money than these kids probably combined. You see? He opted. He came up with a plan that made it for him not to get any money. That was not my plan. My plan was to continue to give him money. And even though he said, oh no, you ain't got it, I still continue to give him money because I knew he was going to go and do something like that. From the time Rich Long got here, and that's so coincidentally in June was when that incident happened with this neighbor who he allowed more people to move in. The same month, June. Okay, they double teamed my family. He allowed more of these people. This is the guy who showed me the apartment when I moved in. Mr. KOTOWICH showed me, but then I had to give. He showed me originally, and then this guy showed me the furniture and everything, and I'm like, okay. And then he wanted to bargain for the furniture that was already here. That was a dead guy's furniture, and charged me $300 and acted like that wasn't enough. I said, well, take it out of here. I don't really need furniture that bad. And then all of a sudden, $300 would suffice. And he didn't understand. I didn't pay him $300 for somebody's furniture that he didn't own. I paid him $300 for him to get the fuck on my way the whole entire time I was here. And he did not understand that. Why would I pay you for some furniture that's not yours that the landlord already told me I could have? So that's what I'm saying. These people were playing mind games. He obviously like I said, clicked up with this guy. All right, Pete Never XVT. Good luck. See ya. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad that you stayed by and joined us. I'm about to be out, but I have to wrap up. Thank you. Thank you. Um, Tune in next time for Surviving Stephen KOTOWICH. We're going to break down this non-existent fire from start to finish. And really, really deep dive into that. You be the judge. He knows that I've paid him since June. He just did not want a transgender's money. And when I say that, even though Rich Long is not on the lease, Rich Long was here. And he knew he was here from this guy walking up to him in June. Okay? And from that moment, his BFF is from his bromance that he relies on so much to show properties had an issue. But he walked up to Rich. Okay? Do you understand what I'm saying? The same guy who we could say shit starter, and in his name, Nick Carter. Okay? That's why. Because he walked up to Rich, initiated a whole bunch of shit in our lives, played another one playing both sides because he already got the landlord's ear. Now, while I'm going through hell and back, going every which way, they're already cohorting him and the landlord to have his daughter and everybody move in. But this is what I say, all this stuff is going on. Okay? And we don't want to believe that he targeted a trans person and a trans family. After this situation here, when he walked up to my guest, the landlord was here because I told him that I had a guest here. He knew it was a guest. He said it was a guest. Okay. And I let him know, okay, I don't know if Nick, because I don't know what the hell was going on with this guy walking up to us. I immediately came upstairs while they were still outside. I'm actually looking from outside the window, like on the phone with the landlord, like, oh my gosh, Nick just walked up to us because I didn't know what was going to happen. And I called my son over. My son, we were both looking outside the window. This is what I'm talking about. That could have ended any type of way. But that's okay. Walking to somebody you do not know that could have ended any type of way to say whatever outside in the middle of the street, that's perfectly fine. They can rationalize all of that. That would be more disturbing to me. Okay? That would be more disturbing because I guarantee you, now that this guy done got all this new, as soon as a Rich got arrested, this guy got all this newfound family and newfound girlfriend and everything, all the stuff that he didn't have the whole daggone year. He was sitting up there seething, letting Rich and I hear every song that we made, jealous, hearing a lot of things, okay? And he was sitting up there lonely, arguing with women. He had a revolving door. Now he done found some living somebody. He had a revolving door and a big tissue box full of tears the whole entire time. So we're not going to now exalt this fool on high. Not in my life. Not in my life. Okay? When I know the truth. Okay? The same newfound love he threw out the door and ran in the house after he didn't need any of those people's help when he walked up to me, a grown man, walked up to me and told me that my dogs was walking too loud up the steps after Rich got arrested. Been arrested for, you know what I'm saying? So come on now, like these grown men are not playing games. Come on. All these people deserve exactly what's coming. Okay? We need answers. You guys be the judge. I'm on too long. Did he or did he not receive any money? Is Mr. KOTOWICH the victim of his own praying? You know, he's the prey, and he's the victim of his own self. We're all the way to the end of the lease. Since he came up with this plan, things have gotten catastrophically worse. So maybe if all these hands, okay, because we know that those people cannot be of any godly, because that's not how it works. We know who's who has to always have their hands in somebody else's life. We know exactly who those people are. Okay? They cannot go on without their day without impeding in somebody else's life. And I'm telling you, we're fighting back against that. Get the fuck out of my fucking life. I don't give a fuck what y'all think about it. Y'all should have never whirlwind yourself in. No, not a plan, not a this, not a that, nothing. Went on with your fucking day like you're trying to do right now. That's what you should have did from day one when it came to me. And not handle me like a freaking idiot coming up with plans and schemes and scams and all types of shit. I don't know. I don't I don't I don't knock on anybody's door. I don't call anybody. And I thought that I was wanting to, we were walking with our head held high to get that same fucking respect. No, they can justify all these things because Rich and I, come on now. But they overlook what we told this guy that somebody's walking up to us and these neighbors are doing the things to us. No, that's all understandable. So no. These grown men need to answer for their actions. This grown man needs to answer for why he's sitting up there harassing a woman. I don't have to feel like I'm less than. I don't have to feel like anything. This man has already showed his hand of how ignorant and nasty he is. He's a liar, a proven liar, a proven liar, a proven manipulator. Did he get money or didn't he? I will let you know what he lies on in court. This part right here, we'll have a part 2 after the court date. Because we're going to be exposing him the entire way. We have so many shows to do. This one, did he get money? He has to answer for that. Is he going to lie in court? Stay tuned. Part 2 to this, part 6, will be coming up directly after the court date. But stay tuned for part 7 coming up very shortly, sometime during the week. We're going to deep dive into this non-existent fire and how it makes me feel every time he violated me with accusing me of a fire and saying he has all this proof, and for me to stop lying. How offensive is that? He does it because he does his self-adjacent said, he does not care. He does not see us as human beings. Okay? And like I said, if only your eyesight mattered. See, my whole thing is I can see a lot of things. I'm just not going to say it. And I'm definitely not going to go over your channel and say shit because you don't mean nothing to me. You're on my channel and you follow the rules. Okay? Go into your channel and say whatever the hell you want to say. Okay? I don't have to listen to it because I have my opinion too. And trust and believe you do not want to hear it. You do not. Okay? So, and it'll be a lot worse than not a human being. Okay? So let's just leave that where it's at. Because I know you don't think that, I know people don't think that their opinion means more than mine to me. Okay? I can tell you exactly how I feel. You don't want to hear it. So guess what? I don't want to hear your opinion. See how that works? It's very mutual. It's called mutual respect. Mr. KOTOWICH's opinion does not trump mine when it comes to his impediment on my life. And that's where we're going to leave that one off. I was violated. This was stressful. I have multiple texts, and we are going to, the next part 7, we're going to kick it up into another thing. Stay tuned. But part 2 to this, part 6, is going to come directly after, because we're going to see whether this guy lies. He knows he's gotten paid. Stay tuned for part 6, broken up into the second half of this. I don't value none of these people more than myself. And like I said, I'm a very reasonable person. I'm not even mad that this guy is the sole person holding Rich locked up for a year, for months. I'm not even upset about that. I'm upset about exactly what the hell I'm upset about. This to no end. This to no end. Number 1, this to no end. Number 2 is why he hasn't met with us. And an incident already happened at this property. He turned a blind eye. He has not met to make the place any more safer, but he says he has a camera that he does not have. He said he has a videotape and don't have a camera. So you would think just to meet with us to at least, make some safety concerns. It's not even a daggone security light that the flash on when somebody walk by. This guy does not care. He did not even do one little thing. Nothing. So, but ignore us and continue to harass us with legal papers after, he mammied me on the phone and then cut off communication. I didn't stop communicating with him. He stopped communicating with me. That's why I said, you're the reason why you don't have the money that you have. You're the reason. All this renovating and this and that, and I got to sign this and da da da. You're the exact reason. You stopped your own money. I didn't stop giving you money. I was actually paying Mr. KOTOWICH the whole entire time because I didn't trust him. He gave up a very creepy vibe with saying that when I first moved in about how the bedrooms were far apart. So I don't know this guy. I don't trust him. He could have cameras. I don't trust him. Just the way his whole creepy mentality is, I don't trust him. It's a reason why he's acting this way, and we pretty much think that it's transphobia. Because right after that, right after June, he's not even charging me. He's not even calculating any money that I'm giving him. So get out that room. Sorry, that's the dog. Yes. Yeah. So he's not even calculating any money that we're giving him. So yeah, it's not about we got to, trying to, of course we feel like he definitely impeded on months and months and months and months and months of our lives, came up with a plan and mad that we could not fulfill his plan. That don't make any sense. That's going to be another lie. Should we be obligated for his plan that he thought of? Why shouldn't he had to have, wouldn't that have been easier? Like if you're thinking of something to not put it on somebody else? Or just not do that at all? Because you know why you couldn't have not did it at all? Because you were already here. And you knew that nothing was wrong with your property day 1, day 2. So like I said, how do you combat this? How do you fight this? Karen doesn't have access to my, so I'm not upset at Karen. I'm not upset at this guy, that guy. No, this is harassing all the way through. So now, before we even get out the door to get to a Karen, we got to deal with this at night, this, that, and then they wonder why him and I are, come on now. Come on. These people would not let up. So my whole thing is, now that you got my motherfucking full attention, now all of a sudden it's a problem. We were just living our lives. That wasn't good enough. Like I said, multiple times, we were just living our lives, and that wasn't good enough. So now that we have our lives off of what we were doing, we're now worried about your renovations. We're now worried about you. We're now worried about running over town. We're now worried about everything you got going on, and the dog walking up the stairs. We're now worried about all you people's problems. No, none of these people, not one time, said, "How are you?" This downstairs neighbor, the one who actually caused the shit in my partner's life, the first one that walked up to him, the first person on this block to walk up to Rich with some mess was this neighbor downstairs, Nick Carter. Okay? And he had the nerve, after months after Rich was arrested, to now try to be the final nail in the coffin to walk up to me. And I have to live here in basically torture. After my family has been guns pulled on us. Nobody, Mr. Cotter, nobody see, like God today. I'm just going to leave it at that and just pray that everything comes out the way it needs to come out. Me and my partner, Rich, are never going to be the same after this ordeal. These people could have just minded their business and stopped everything, and then we could have worked what we needed to do out. Especially, we could have been out of here a long time ago. It was your mania, manic, Karening and cooning and buffooning is the only reason why we're still here. Not me, not Rich Long. Every single one of these people need to look in the mirror. And I don't want to hear anything else but that. Let's start there. I want people to start there, and then we can go into somebody else. Landlord, you did not have to come up with a plan to say you renovated the property middle of the way through to stop your own bag. Dumbass, excuse me. Okay, that was your plan. I fulfilled everything. I know and trust and believe that you're not trying to penalize me for not making a miracle happen. And if it's a third party, I know that's not the case. But we'll see what he tries to pull up in court. Okay? Karen could have just minded her business. This neighbor could have definitely not walked up to me twice. And everything that happened to Rich definitely could have not happened through all those people voluntarily whirlwinding themselves into somebody else's life. Like I said, we were just living our lives, and that was not good enough. These people had to find a way to try to destroy my life. Okay? I'm not letting this slide. And I don't care how far up the judicial ladder that I have to go. I'm not letting that slide. This is terrifying. Let me just go back to the text. Like, people don't understand. People do not understand. I'm just going to leave off. I'm just going to leave off. Okay, this is November 15th. Okay, this is like around the time Nick, you know what I'm saying, 2 days after my birthday. Okay, when now Nick wants to, after I'm trying, he knows he hears me up here trying to live my best life and still push through. But still has to be, you know what I'm saying? Because these devils. So 2 days later, I'm walking in and he has to stop me and tell me, can you walk a little bit quieter upstairs with the dogs? And these people, come on now. These people gonna deserve everything they get to them. Okay? This is November. Look how long this text is. November 15th. Look how long this text is. Let me see if I can get it down. Look how long this text is. I mean, paragraphs of paragraphs. And let's read it. So he know exactly what's going on. I told him multiple times. This is over a month ago. And we're still going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth about something happened in August. This is what I'm saying. He doesn't understand. This was harassment. How do you intelligently go up against this? Somebody's being this immature and irrational. How? Can you tell me? If anybody can tell me how me as a tenant here can combat all of this. Stop lying. This person is dangerous. We're going to deep dive into that next time. Surviving Stephen KOTOWICH. I don't ever, ever, ever want him to think that this is a game. Because the moment he start playing with me again and trying to play games with me and my fucking family, it's going to be a problem. I'm not in a jokey joke mood in any way. This is not funny to me. This is not fun. This is very stressful. And I'm not even mad about, you know, anything with the house arrest thing. I'm not even upset about that. Of him being the sole person in between Rich's freedom. So I don't even think you guys know about that. Yeah. If people ask why is he not free, it's Stephen KOTOWICH. Yes, and I'm not even upset about that. I'm very upset about this. I'm letting you know how serious this was to me. Even more than Rich being here right now, because I understand, that this guy is two-faced and all over the place. So I wouldn't have never expected anything from him. So how can I be mad about something I wouldn't even ever expect? I'm a very reasonable person. But I expect you to not, after you see something with your own eyes, to not harass me, say the complete opposite of what you saw. You say the complete opposite. Then they tell you don't yell this. Why would you say this? He was the first one to initiate something like this. I never did because I invited him here so he could see his apartment 100% intact and let him know that. And I let him know that the people were laughing at me Like we Mo and all this. Yes. And then so how do you this is what I need to be made whole about because this is stressful to no freaking end. None of these people mean more to me than me. They really got a clue now. Surviving Stephen KOTOWICH. This is part 6. Thank you for everyone who's commenting. Thank goodness that the racist, aka Mr. Stott, sorry, parallel, Mr. Kotowich adjacent, Jabari Handy or whoever in the comments, and we were able to get all the information out and actually have a good, conversation with people who are very engaging. Um, Free Rich Long, justice for Rich Long. We know it's not going to come through Mr. Cotter, which he's already buried his head in the sand 5 days after he said he would do anything to help my family. So we are, I would never expect anything from him. I'm not upset about that at all. No one bit, because I know that we're in the right in every way. So I can, whatever time or whatever happens in the in between time, um, but what happens to Rich in that prison is directly linked to Mr. Kotowich, and it's not because he's not allowing him to be released. It's because of this. He has video, don't have a camera. The people who he got a camera of is people who have told us they don't want our trash next to their trash because, for whatever reason. I don't know these people. I only know my landlord. I should feel safe with this guy, right? I'm just going to end on this. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Make this make sense. This is where we're going next. And we're going to really, really, really have fun with this. Stay tuned. Coming up very soon, later this week, we're going to get into some things. Make it make sense. Justice for Rich Long. Make it make sense.